It's great to be here with you. You've been through Zoom. I'm very happy to see two very good friends, Yoshka, many years we worked together, and of course Nikolai Dimitrov, and of course David Gere on the EU. Yoshka remembers very well in 2003 when Greece was in the presidency. He was foreign minister of Germany, and we had the summit between the European Union and the Balkans, the Western Balkans, the leaders of the Western Balkans then, and we actually gave a very clear message of a European prospect for the Western Balkans.
Айде и тук сборе. Там ги сбориш? Да и тук седя. Не знам мамата обичка. И да, не слушат.
If you like, for this region to move forward. First of all, to replace conflict with peace and cooperation in the region, and to replace authoritarianism and the persecution of ethnic minorities with democratic rule and human rights, and to replace the fact that we are very diverse cultures here, different groups, replace the fear of that with the beauty of it, the kaleidoscope, the beautiful kaleidoscope of different ethnic groups living together in peace and cooperating together. This was the prospect which really inspired, and today is waning. And that is the frustration, I think, that many have. And I think, of course, talking with my good friend Nicola in North Macedonia, they feel it even more, because they have done so much and sacrificed, made political compromises, difficult ones, in order to move forward within the European Union. And we aren't even able to give them a date to begin discussions, the accession discussions. Now, of course, one can say that there are both sides, or two sides to the coin of why this European perspective is slowing down. But it is a big responsibility for the European Union. People call on the issue of of accession or enlargement fatigue, but I don't see why we should blame the Western or penalize the Western Balkans for this. Others talk about countries like Hungary and Poland and how they have gone off to a wrong path. Again, whose mistake is this? Is it only Hungary and Poland, or is it how the EU has actually developed the accession process, putting much more emphasis on the market economy rather than on the deeper institutional democratic developments? Also, the issue of corruption. We need to wipe out corruption in many countries, and it's not just in the Western Balkans. I mean, I fought corruption in Greece. But again, there was less emphasis on this from the European Union. More again looked geared towards the market changes rather than allowing for supporting the reform forces in the countries. And therefore we now have more entrenched interests, whether they're oligarchs or whether they are organized crime, corrupt politicians who don't want change. So we need to be very careful. This is also ripe for demagoguery, this frustration. And there is a lot of demagoguery around the world, and for other reasons. It could be the inequalities, globalization, insecurity of many people. This lends itself to demagogic politicians. But the Balkans is special because we have open wounds. We have recent wounds. And we have also been an area of proxy wars, looking for protectors, each of us, to be able to protect our countries or our nations or our ethnic groups or whatever. This has been part of our history. And we don't want to refuel this, because the proxy wars would refuel the ethnic divisions, and we are seeing the geopoliticization again of the whole region. Let me conclude with a few words of what I see we need to do. The Balkans, we the peoples in the Balkans, and I'm not just talking the Western Balkans, but the wider region of the Balkans, despite our conflicts in the past, have also always had a vision, an historical vision of working together in peace and harmony, different ethnic groups, different religions. And this vision exists in our hearts. And if the European Union was not there, were not existing, we had no European Union, I think this vision would still be alive. A vision of working together, and we need to work to do this, working together, reform, make democratic reforms, changes, and so on, to really become a thriving, prosperous, and democratic region. However, I'm not sure that without the European Union, we can make this a reality. And I think this is a huge historical responsibility of the European Union. The peoples of this region do want democratic, open societies, cooperation, peace, and prosperity. What the EU can do is guarantee this, but it needs then to step up and say, there is a prospect, there is a clear pathway, a clear roadmap, with specific dates, and move forward. And that, I think, will rekindle the dynamic which is so necessary for the deeper reforms which many of the prime ministers, the previous prime ministers, actually discussed so well. So thank you, and I do want to say that I've just been appointed as rapporteur of the Council of Europe for the European perspective of the Western Balkans. So I do hope to visit you in Skopje, my dear friend Nicola, but also many others in the Western Balkans for this report, and hopefully to contribute to the European perspectives of the Western Balkans. Thank you.